Well guys, here we are again. Leo Jaymz. We are getting a few options here now on Amazon in Canada. Not everything that they have in the States. So I went to the States to get his silver Telecaster, as you know. Oh! Oh! Okay. And Leo Jaymz is an actual guy. He was at the NAMM in January, and the ball shredder on his channel, he was there because he lives in San Diego, or somewhere around Los Angeles. I think it's San Diego. Went to the NAMM and he interviewed Leo Jaymz and looked at all the different models of stuff that he has, that he was coming out with, and some of it's come out. So this is a kit that they're offering here in Canada. A guitar, an amplifier. It's supposed to be a 20 watt. Tightly packed in this hardened styrofoam. It's a big little sucker. It's got some weight to it. I guess we'll have to see what that's like. Now in the candy area, there is you know, the regular stuff. Some disposable strings, a tuner, cheapy strap, card, and a dust cover. Now, I think I've seen some guitars that come with a better thing than that. Just leave all that there. The main thing that we want, oh, plastic's all torn up, is here. This is a Super Strat model, and I hope I am as happy with this version of a guitar from Leo as I was with the Telecaster, because I really like this Telecaster. It's hard enough to get these bags off when they're not tore up. That was tore up when it was put in the box. Well, you know what? It's very difficult to not tear these things off at all. Whew. I'm finding myself a little bit blasé about all of the options of guitars that are, you know, coming out these days. I'm not really hyper how to say it. I'm not really super motivated to go after most of the guitar options that are available, both here in Canada, stuff I could get from the States and bring it over to Michigan and pick it up, or even stuff that's direct from China on AliExpress. The prices of guitars, even on AliExpress, are exorbitantly increased to make them not really that economic to have them sent in. And I'm finding that most of the stuff that's available is the same stuff over and over. Tellies, mostly in the same colors and styles, you know, and features, and the Les Pauls about the same thing. And what I haven't really found is a nice Gretsch copy. And I haven't seen one anywhere of a, you know, a copy of a Gretsch. There's Rickenbacker copies, but no Gretsch copies. I don't know. If anybody knows about a Gretsch copy at a decent price, let me know. So this is what they call the ocean blue version. It's a little bit darker than um, the ocean blue from IYV, and I'm pretty sure that the front of it is a sticker. Now, this is different. Since it has a no pick guard, the cavity cover is on top, like the cover for the tremolo system. The tremolo is a standard, very thin one. So this one is kind of a matte, this one's kind of a glossy. They didn't match that. The finish has the belly curve. It's a blue, somewhat translucent. I'll try to get a close-up of this, or maybe I can just do this. There. It's a bit of a translucent blue on the back, so you can see the wood. I like that, which tells me that yes, there is probably a sticker on the front. And if they did it, they got it right around to the edge, because it doesn't finish at the top up here like some. It actually comes around the corner. So, and the cavities are blackened out. That could be shielding paint. We'll check that later. I wonder if it's a cap. I wouldn't think that it would be. Now the action is set not as bad as some of the guitars that comes in. Taking a look at the neck, I think it's fairly straight and parallel with the top of the body. It probably just needs the saddles to come down a little bit. Right now they're topped out as they usually are. At least they're not the stamped saddles. I don't like those. There's something I might do with this as time goes on. I've seen that there are brass blocks available for tremolos on Temu at a better price than they are on Amazon here. And I'm going to see what I have on there, and I might try one and upgrade that tremolo bridge. The nut is high, and it's definitely plastic, and it's not that deep in the neck, so I'm thinking I can probably put a bone in there. Now I'm trying to figure out whether or not this is black or blue. The headstock is black to match the Jaymz logo on it. The finish is not buffed as much as I would like it to be. It's, when you look at it at an angle, it looks like it's got a semi-gloss type of a finish to it. I'll buff it and see what happens. The fretboard's very dry as usual. The frets are very grody. The fret ends are not terrible. They do need touching up, especially here and there. Yeah, they do need some touching up. The engineered wood, whatever this is, I'll roll the edge just a tiny little bit when I take care of that. Yeah, that nut's not too deep like a lot of Asian guitars, and I think it's going to work out okay to put a bone nut on that. Am I disappointed in the tuners? I think so. So this guitar was listed at $199 here on Amazon Canada, and they had a $10 off coupon. The back of the neck is very satin. It looks like raw wood, but of course it's not. There's a little something on there, a little pip in the finish. That can be smoothed out. Okay, so this offering, oh, and the buffing job done on the back, I can see the swirls here and there in the light on this side. So the buffing job is not as good as it was on my Silver Sparkle Telecaster. The first look and impressions of the quality of the finishing is also not as good as my Silver Sparkle Telecaster. And those shitty butterflies, wow, are they ever sharp on the edges. They're like razors. Are continuing to be put on these style guitars. So this is the first bit. I hope I have the depth to be able to replace this box switch with a wafer. And we have one of these is supposed to be a push-pull. I don't feel a push-pull for the humbucker. I thought there was supposed to be one. I might be mistaken. Now the distance between here and there looks like there could be another spot for a knob there. And the cavity seems large enough, so as it would be, my preference would be to have a volume for the bridge and a volume for the other two. This pickup is not actually sitting right, and I believe there's probably sponge underneath the pickups, as they usually have, instead of springs. The engineered fretboard is a very tight grain. Corners of the nut are sharp, and yes, it's plastic because I can see minor bits of residue here on the back of where the string is, in the slot that is hanging off the back. So definitely a polycarbonate plastic, as we call them, plastics. They're polycarbonates. We'll see what we can do with tuning it up and giving it a shot. Okay, we're tuning it up. I checked the gauge of strings. They're 8 to 41s. I tightened up the screws on the tuner heads, and they work a little better. I've only used 8s, I think, once or twice before, just as a curiosity. Really good for bending, but then they break often. So then I can take a look at, woo! Yeah, truss rod looks like it's about in the right place, and that's really high. So yeah, it looks like it will need to be shimmed back in order to not have the saddles go lower and have the hex head sticking out, you know, shading the palm of your hand. Looks like. Wow. Let's see what it's at. Oh, geez. It's like 7. 6. 6/64. 6/64. So it's 6 on both sides. And the middles are pretty much all the same. So yeah, all too high for sure. Okay, let's see what kind of sounds it makes just as it is. It's going to be really hard to fret the fretboard, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, we're at the amp and I've got it tuned up. Let's just check it here. It has good acoustic properties. Okay, back to the standard 65 Deluxe with my normal reverb and delay. Bridge. Is there anything on the board? No. Wow, that's loud. We're going to go check the resistances of those. Middle. Wow, it's got good range. Those are probably both the same pickup, except for the windings. Direction. Four. A little warmer as you would expect it. Position 2. So position 2, with these two together, it takes the sharpness off of the bridge. Well, the tuners are working better now that I've tightened them up. All of the nuts were not loose. I'm having trouble keeping it in tune though. I tried to weigh it and it's so light that it wouldn't register on my foot scale. It said there's nothing there. That's how light it is. I don't know what the minimum weight is for my scale, but whatever it is, this is not heavy enough to do it. So it's really light. I can't remember what they said the wood is in the body. I'll find out and let you know what it was. Okay, so yeah, you know, it needs some tender loving care. It needs proper setup. It needs a new bone nut and a height adjustment. The frets are medium jumbo, which are nice, and the edges need doing. That will get done with the leveling and the polishing. The string trees will be replaced, of course. I'm sort of on the fence about the tuners right now. They seem to work okay now that I've tightened up the posts. And buddy J-Man mentioned something recently on his where when you take the collar off up here, put a drop of oil down inside to lubricate inside the sealed die casts. That's a good idea. I've thought about doing that before and I never got around to trying it. So glad he mentioned it, and I'm reiterating it here. That might be something that I'm actually going to do it. Okay, I'm going to take these collars off, of course. The headstock needs to be polished up and buffed anyway. I can see swirls that it wasn't nicely done. I'll see if I can make it better. I'm going to smooth off the satin in the back, probably with a Scotch-Brite. Nothing too aggressive. We're going to find a shim for the neck, which allows me to have the saddles where they are and the neck action closer to where I want it, because I mean right now, I mean it's up there quite a bit. Look at that. Pretty up, pretty up, pretty up. Yep. Yeah, like it's at 6. All right. And the reimagining the Leo Jaymz Super Strat begins. Appreciate all your support. Catch you in the next one.